So I haven't spoken on the Bruce Lehrmann Brittany Higgins thing yet. We finally heard his side of the story, albeit not under oath, and she was grilled for 2 days under oath, so I know the sides of the stories aren't commensurate, but now it seems appropriate to make mention. If you're not Australian, you haven't heard about this. If you're Australian and you haven't heard about this, you've been living under a friggin' rock with a rock on top of it and another rock on top of that. But if you're not, what happened was in 2019, 19th of March, I believe 2019, a man and a woman who worked together in Parliament House, which is like our version of Congress, went out, got drunk, and went back to their boss's office where there was a couch. And the next morning, a security guard found her naked on the couch. And like a year after that, she alleged that what actually happened that night was an RAPE. It's all on CCTV, so it's not disputed that they were there together, but he says nothing happened. He just went home. Quite frankly, there's holes in his story. I absolutely believe that they had sex. Like, there's no way some guy's going to be in a room with a girl for 40 minutes, not speak to her. 40 minutes is a long time, and then leave without saying goodbye and not checking on her. And how in the hell was she naked? But then again, what RAPist in the world is going to think, I know, Parliament House, that's the best place to do it. The maximum number of CCTV cameras per square inch in the country with security guards. And if the girl makes a noise or any sort of protest at all, literally guards will come running. Seems weird for him to choose that location if he's one of these bad guys. So I would guess what happened was that they hooked up. Totally. They kissed and then went there and had sex. But she has one version of events and he has another, which is pretty common, right? Now, I do have problems with this. There are powerful people all over this. Lisa Wilkinson and news.com.au, but also much of the Labour politicians, the opposition, seem to really jump in boots and all on this one. And I don't think there'll be any ability to get truth out of this because there's very few powerful people jumping in on his side and many jumping on her side. And the way the world works, it looks like there are elites that manipulate outcomes all over the place now. I think you lose a lot of people as soon as powerful people jump in. And this should just have been kept out of the media. The risk of telling her what to do, going to Lisa Wilkinson in the first place, just guaranteed that 50% of the population wasn't going to believe you because that's just how the world works these days. Second problem is she made a fuckload of money out of this. She got really rich out of this. And the big thing is hashtag believe all women. And although it's stupid and illogical, I do get the point of it. Why on earth would anyone lie about this? What woman's just walking around the world destroying men wherever she wants to go because, I don't know, she's a fucking bitch or something like that? Who would really lie about this and risk going to prison for making a false claim and having to stand in the dock and get grilled for 2 days? Well, someone who made a lot of money would risk it. The presence of money brings in a motive. I get it. She's out. She just wants to make her money and go. And I would do the same thing if I was her. But people are right to say this could be motivated by money, but it could also be motivated with changing fucking parliament. This was a big factor in one party losing and another party winning. Huge motive here. People are right to say that there is a motive to fabricate something. I don't really have a problem with that. But the thing that I do have a problem with, and this is difficult to talk about, and I'm a little worried to do it, but I will. Her version of events afterwards was something like, he got me drunk, he whisked me off in a cab, and then I passed out. And that's everything she said. They asked him, did she have any sort of relationship with him? And she said, no, I almost never spoke to him. We had an adversarial relationship. Those were her exact words. Now, those words are important because when you're a guy, you've got to justify why you did what you did. Every time you're a guy, me, 15 years into a marriage, you, whoever you are, young man listening, you have to always be able to justify that what you did was legal. Every time you have sex, you have to be able to justify that they call it consent, but what you did was not illegal. And the fucking facts matter. The tiny little things matter. The things that happen, it'd be great if every girl everywhere carried a yes and a no sign with her, and she would affix the yes sign to the top of her head, and everyone in the bar could see that she was wearing the yes sign with you, and she might even write your name on the yes sign, but that just doesn't happen. You've got tiny little things that happen. I think it's important that all of the little tiny things that happen get played out. If she's going to do it in the media, then in the media. If she wants to keep it to a courtroom, then they should play out in the courtroom. And the way that the defense attorney for Bruce behaved, which I thought was pretty good, yes, they did all come out. Now, here's the version. I told you the version of events from the media that she said, which was just that she had an adversarial relationship with him, didn't know him very much at all, and he got her drunk. The reality was this. They kissed on the 3rd of March, and she said, no, I don't like you. and he went away for 2 weeks, which is good. You should go away when a girl tells you to. And then she contacted him and said, let's go out for a drink. She organized the night. She made it sound as though it was just like a work event, but she organized the night and she invited everyone that she wanted to be there, including the guy that had just kissed her. I would think most girls would think that if a guy's kissed you and you invite him out for a drink, that's not a real smart move if you don't like him. She brought a date on the night, so she was on a date. She consumed 5 drinks on her own before Bruce even turned up whilst on a date. So it didn't seem to be that she has a problem with drinking on a date. For some reason, the date goes away, doesn't like her, she doesn't like him, the date breaks up. And then Bruce turns up like 2.5 hours after the night starts and goes and sits at a table on his own. She goes and joins him. He buys her 3 drinks, and that's the limit of drinks that he buys her. She drinks 11 on the night, so that's a lot for a girl to drink. 11 drinks in like 6 hours or something. It's big. But if it was 11 drinks, 6 hours, I think you could stomach that. 11 drinks in 4 hours, you'd be fucked. But I think it was closer to 6 hours that the night went on for. And then he only ever bought her 3 drinks. And I don't like that she said, he got me drunk. She consumed 11, 3 of which he got for her. I don't think it's fair to say he got me drunk. That's sowing a narrative. I didn't like that about the case. And then it would appear that he said, do you want to leave and go to a nightclub? And she said, yes, I would. And then a friend saw them kissing in a nightclub. Big deal. You can't say that he's just, I don't really know him that well. We had an adversarial relationship. When you're literally kissing the guy in a nightclub. They're seen dancing close together in a nightclub by this friend. If the friend's lying, then this video's wrong. But the friend texted someone the next day on a phone, I saw Bruce and Brittany kissing. And then he says, I'm leaving. And she says, I'll come with you. So you kiss a girl. She invites you out for a drink. You invite her to go to a nightclub. She comes with you. You kiss at the nightclub. He says, let's leave. And she said, yes, I'd love to leave. And she goes with you. I'm probably taking a shot at that girl if I was a young guy again. I have to admit, I might not survive Zoomer culture these days. I'd have to skill up a lot. But for me, I'd think this is fair enough on the following provision, that she's not absolutely fucking plastered. Like if she's vomiting and like falling down and like cross-eyed and can't remember who she is and stuff. No, I'm definitely not. What happened last night and why I'm making the video though, is some footage finally got released of her like 2 minutes before the alleged incident happened. And this is the footage. And I want you to think whether or not the person in this video is just plastered, just like soon to be paralytic, hammered. Here we go.
I remember him just saying, just shushing me through security.
Why did he tell you to be quiet?
I think on the basis that I was very visually and I was very visually drunk, and I think it was an issue. Why would they let a very, very drunk girl in a cocktail dress into Parliament House at 1 o'clock in the morning?
This is the actual security vision from the night.
So it was clear to the security guards that you were drunk?
Yeah, very much so.
She did not appear to be heavily intoxicated whatsoever.
Got 2 people going into Linda Reynolds' suite.
What happened down this corridor? What happened behind this door?
So I watched that a few times. Honestly, if that's all you had to go on, this is my opinion, and I'm an old man these days, 43, married, kids, I'm way out of the dating scene. Maybe I'm out of touch. I don't think that really screams, don't try and kiss me or don't try and ask me out or don't try and put your hand on my bum or something. I'm too drunk. Now you might say, hey, he could ask her, are you too drunk? But if she's too drunk, what's the point? She can't give you a good answer. That's the whole point. She's not able to make sense. This is tough. I think if she said, I was blackout drunk, because I've been blackout drunk a lot, right? No one's been more blackout drunk than me. I don't think those are the moments preceding like collapsing on a couch and not being able to feel anything. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that doesn't seem blackout to me. And the second problem I got is every time I've ever been blackout drunk, like I say, it's been a few times, I've always thought, oh my God, I went to the club, went to a taxi, went home, passed out. That's what happened. And then my mates told me the next day, no, dude, we went to 3 more clubs. And I checked my arm and I've got like all these stamps. And they said, like, you fought that bouncer and you wanted to try and drive home. And then we pushed you down the road in the shopping trolley. And I'm like, I don't remember any of that. But like, it would appear that things happened that I was involved in talking and speaking and doing and things in which people were taking me seriously. And I just don't remember it. It seems possible that once that door closed and the security guard went back down the hallway, that things happened that she just doesn't remember. And I don't know how we as a legal system are ever going to account for that. What really pisses me and everyone else off is that Bruce Lehrmann wasn't forced to take the stand and be compelled to say what happened next. I suppose he would have just lied anyway. I mean, he's fucked anyway. What does he care about a contempt of court charge at this point in time? And I think I understand the reason why you can't compel someone to take the stand, because then you can force them to give up information and then just dismiss the case. But anyway, I understand the reasons why. So in conclusion, I don't see how I'm going to get anywhere with this. Number one, either we are going to have hard rules about there must be absolute consent, and like every guy that doesn't get, the yes on the top of their head goes to prison, which is me. I'm definitely in prison for that, what I've done in the past, and probably given that I'm married and my wife's unlikely to stick a fucking yes sign on her head every time I ask because she doesn't want to, I'll probably go to jail again. But you then also got to put girls in prison who don't want to play the game. So I guess if my wife says I don't want to fucking put a yes sign on her head, she has to go to prison as well, because we need everyone to play the game, right? Otherwise the game doesn't work. Two, in the absence of the yes or no, the no on the head, if it's something like social conduct, you want to check out like RAIN.org and UNWomen.org and PlannedParenthood.com and stuff. Their websites will say stuff like non-verbal cues can be consent, right? So like, yeah, I mean, if the girl gets in the car with you, goes back to your place, gets in your bed and takes her dress off, but doesn't, yes, like, is that enough? If that's what we're doing, that there's just little non-verbal cues the whole way through, and man, that girl's got to tell all of them. She can't just pick and choose the ones that suit her situation. Otherwise, we're not going to believe. Two, how drunk's too drunk? Like, I didn't see a really, really drunk person in there, but it's clear that she passed out on the couch for like 10 hours, and the security guard checked her and she was just conkers. So she must have been, but honestly, she didn't look it. Was every man supposed to carry a breathalyzer with him? That might be a good idea. And four, like playing it out in the media, giving the girl money and having like this announced right before an election in which a party that may well have won lost, and probably because of this, it introduces a motive, which it makes it hard to believe the person. This is tough. This is bullshit, to be completely honest. I don't see how anyone's going to get any sort of truth out of this. This is all just makes money for the people that know how to manipulate it, and there's going to be no justice at the end of this. Not for him, not for her. That's stupid. Anyway, hit like and subscribe if you want, or if you don't, you don't have to. Do what you want. I don't care.